All right. All right. I'll see you a little later. In today's talk, we have a very slight different to our normal run of events. In a moment, we will introduce a speaker who speaks very infrequently to talk about a topic that the personality wishes to convey. So may I have now first, please, the healing list.
Yes. Jerry Sabota Taylor, Casey, Richard Gatfield, Rohan Tompkins, Nigel and Michelle Clark, Steve and Denise Wareham, Roz and Janine Sheridan, Jason and Belinda, Rose Frazier, Teresa, Chris and Howard, Jonah, Suzanne and Stephanie. We thank you.
I often come and talk to one person, but today my job is to talk to all of you. It has been a while since I have spoken. Now, in between your eyes, you have the third eye chakra called Ajna. It means fire. But in the back of the head, in a parallel position, is a chakra called Bindu. And this chakra takes care of clarity of mind, but also comes with nervousness, confusion, and difficulty in getting mental clarity when it is not working correctly. But this chakra also takes care of inner knowing and understanding. And it is called Bindu. It is connected to pineal gland. And Bindu often produces a liquid. Liquid we call Amrita, meaning immortal. And it is a flower of life and the flower of immortality. And here you can experience it, often seen as the fountain of youth. Great rishis, they undertake an exercise to catch Amrita with their tongue. And Amrita travels through the body and heals all illnesses and keeps you looking young and youthful. This is the center of the moon. And here you will worship in the front and in the back of your head the Lord Shiva, or Devil Manashwara. There are exercises you can use to develop this Amrita and to catch this fluid. It gives you great clarity of mind. And by putting your focus here, then there is potential to quiet the mind and deal with all thoughts by receiving the clarity and stillness. The mantra for this chakra is Amrita. I am immortal. And if you follow Lord Shiva, you will place a bindi, a little dot, between your eyes in your third eye center. So here we have the balance between moon and sun. And you will see moon and sun in many pictures of Lord Shiva. It is still one step away from the divine reality. But it's a balance of sun and moon, of light and dark. The control of both sides of duality ends at this point. So if you have problems with your mind running, you have nervousness, you have difficulty, you have aches and pains in your head, or too much energy, this is a position you can meditate on or concentrate at. Some people, not many, some people have two centers. And you see this with a curl of the hair at this point. I think you call it cowlick. And you may have two cowlick representing two centers. Now the third eye looks out and looks in. And this point, the Bindu, is a point that controls also the clarity in the darkness, the light shed into the dark sky. Goodbye. There are many times that people come and need clarity regarding their life situation, their progress or journey through the life being lived. And they seek guidance and counsel regarding problems they have or are facing, and often seek to see a pathway through the difficulty. And this, of course, is the symbol of the moon shining in a dark sky. People seek to know a pathway and seek the moon. And this is the symbology of the previous talk. You see, energy flows from the most subtle to the most dense. The most subtle is the world unseen. Flowing into awareness, into consciousness, and then down into the physical world. And as the energy flows naturally from its source, then it is lessened in intensity as the broadness of Sutra Atma becomes narrower and narrower, and the energy flow becomes more subtle, more defined. It is still the same energy, but now has been controlled and minimized in its intensity so the physical body can deal with this flow of energy. The flow of energy, of course, arrives into the mind and then out through the body. So flowing into the mind, then the intention of how to use this energy becomes important. And the intention could be to direct the energy left or right or to a certain person. Or it could just be left open and allow the energy to go to any aspect within the physical body or outside of the body. So the energy that you receive comes from the most subtle world. And it comes, in fact, from the source of all things. as this is the only point energy can be truly created. In the physical world, then man just uses the energy that is around or near. The energy must be focused through the system to wherever it must go. If the energy is not removed, it can build up in parts of the body. And as it builds, of course, it will find the appropriate place for it to deliver agitation and difficulties. These can be injuries, of course. And the energy then will disturb, or potentially can disturb, latent thoughts and difficulties that you have retained within the mind, but may be felt within the body. So your emotions may be disturbed. Your memories will often be disturbed. And as I spoke to a group recently, your karma can be disturbed and even awoken or expressed or even removed. So the energy runs then through the body and gives sensations in its appropriate place. It is only when the energy becomes still and gathers that the problems arise. You see, karma is the energy of thought that has become still for a while until it is time for it to be expressed. So those dealing with their karmic life, which of course is only within mind and body, will feel the movement of energy within their body as this karma begins to shift. Karma will run the physical world. And much of what you see in front of you in the world is purely the play of karma running its course, the action and reaction. And the way you see life, you see it through your karma. So body, mind are at the mercy of karma. The soul, compelled to live life after life because of this karmic debt, sees the play, but tries to find its way out of the play, but is ever drawn in. The refinement of karma is the refinement of soul. And the soul, becoming finer, steps finally into the spirit, where there is no karma. There is no play to be lived other than the awareness of a play taking place. So viewing the life from here is being unattached to all circumstance. And you will see this with those who are spiritually evolving or have had certain experiences or visions, near-death experience, can give a feeling of detachment, but also the desire for purity of love being more important than the physical life being lived. So the throat then becomes symbolic of the final part of the creation of the world. But the clarity of the third eye means that I am immortal. I see the world. I look out into the world, but I see the clarity that exists beyond the world. The deities born in the heart are lived in the third eye. And the Lord Shiva and Vishnu and others, you could say, live the life, their type of life, from the third eye point. So there are many times during your life that you may find your mind full of confusion and doubt. And it is here that you seek the clarity. Clarity of your direction and the clarity of your truth. So your battle will be somewhere around heart, throat, and third eye. And you can resolve all of your karma through these points. As the points of memory are symbolized within the heart chakra. If you want, the chitta. The chitta is a store of memory. It is within the mind, but it is felt within the heart. So when there is confusion of mind, it is often linked to emotional difficulties which stay within the heart. But you can move past all of this by either cleansing every karma or going to the point of awareness, the balance of moon and sun, if you would like, the Amritam, the Bindu and Bindi. Now here, the clarity of mind means the world is seen in its truth, and nothing then is either left behind is avoided, but it is of no influence to yourself. Now, all of this, I'm sure, sounds rather deep and confusing, and remembering all these strange names and what they do. But we link the two talks together. But let me explain this in a simplified version. Your heart holds pain. Because it remembers. And man often tries to close down the heart to avoid the pain. I am sure you have all felt this. But the way to truly deal with this pain is not to close yourself off from it, but to place your awareness on it and let it do its work. That can be through speech, through some activity or other. It can be through listening and caring and balancing. When there is difficulty here, man feels out of order, unaligned, not connected to their true self, needing direction. And the mind, being the mind in the human sense, seems not to be able to provide an answer. And left or right, straight on, up, down, forwards or backwards are all juggled endlessly, repeatedly. But single-pointed focus, stillness, calm, calming the mind. Removes the blockage to the heart. And the still mind can look within. And if the mind is unpurified, it sees the situation and relives it once more. But the purified mind will see the situation, will bring all that is stored there to the surface, knowing it has no effect on the purified being at all. So all of this is the flow of energy that disturbs the retained thoughts of karma within the mind. It may give you the feeling of reflux, of nausea, of a desire to shift something that is unknown, yet there is something there. So the importance here then is as you shift this stored karma, it'll begin to become visible within your mind, but also within the world. And if you absorb into it, you will live that karma that is stored. But if you just see it and know that it does not affect me, then you step away from the world and you step into the world of immortality. Not caught, not bound, but boundless. So you find balance. And you find order. You find the stillness and you step away from the stillness into the nothing. And your world is balanced. And no effort is required. Now again, this all seems very desirable. To shift, to remove, to move past, to cleanse, to clarify, or karma and then life. To provide order and balance to life, to not be caught by it, to be bound to the world. And you wish to step into that point of certainty. If you want, you step into the heaven and step out of what appears to be hell. But this is the process of death, isn't it? Or you bring heaven into earth. So how should you do this? The first way is to acknowledge your mind is uncontrolled, that it is difficult, maybe providing more problems than solutions. Although this seems like a small step, it is in fact the major step, bringing awareness to where you are. So taking yourself into stillness by connecting to your senses would certainly help. Hence the touch of the earth, the smell of the flower, the feeling of wind on the face is somewhat enjoyable to man. Because for that moment, the mind is not in control. So bring your awareness to where you are. Choose a point or enjoyable place to just be. Let love flow into your heart. Do not avoid, rather be aware of anything that is there. And watch the play and not be caught in it. So illusory self is seen as separate to your true self. And the moon will rise. In that darkness, the white ball, often seen with a hint of blue, becomes visible in within the mind. It is still an experience, but your clarity has been born, and your detachment and balance has been achieved. And now you wait for God. So the mantra Amritam changes to Om. From I am immortal to I am. Seeing the world to being detached from it. So the god Shiva, the Lord Shiva, Maneshwara, is often seen as the destroyer. The destroyer of the physical world. Not for the creator of death, but the destroyer of the illusion, the clarity that dawns. The triad of life becomes apparent. So remember, when there's challenge in mind, bring your awareness to the mind. Then bring your awareness to the senses and be still. The awareness will go to the heart and find the block. Be aware. The energy will shift that block. It should be watched, not avoided. And the recognition that it will not hurt you one part. Those using mantras will find the mantra will clarify the block and bring attention and awareness. And the correct mantra will call to the heavenly beings. So often you will find mantras affecting throat, third eye, and crown. But they are born in the heart. So those simple steps I mentioned, awareness to the mind, the stillness required, attention in the heart, being present to what occurs within the heart, the rising that may occur then, and the stepping back these are the correct ways to use your chakra system. It is not that complex when I explain it that way, but your healing will take place in that way. The shifting of stored memory of still energy to the awareness of the moon in a symbolic sense. The joy of Amrita, eternal youth. Amrita, I am immortal. Om, I am. God bless you all. Let peace be within your heart. Maybe you've wondered why we have said that all along. Maybe now it is clear. Let peace be within your heart. Morning all.
Amrit